How you doing, Ralfy here, Ralfy Customs. Another vlog, mostly Triumph, but a vlog none the same. This morning, I think the beast from the east might make a return. That might make a return. Yeah, it comes every year, doesn't it, more or less, like. So I'll have to look out for my fucking seedlings. Hey, them old vegetable seeds, some of them don't like the cold like that, like, so I'll have to get a cover on them, won't I? Anyway, let's get in the workshop and see what's what. Oh, we've got a little present to ourselves. A brand new grindler. One of the best things about these, when you get them new, is the fucking pads they come with. They're incredible. I wish I could buy the pads on their own. De-winner. Look, if anyone knows where I can get de-winner grinding wheels, flappy discs and cutting wheels, let me know, because they last for ages. They're really fucking good. I don't think you get any. You get brushes, look. Oh, look. Maybe if I'd have heeded the warning signs a few minutes sooner, we could have saved a life for that. I'll put that on there, look, to forget about in the future. And then the box goes in the burning bin. This is everything that goes in the burner outside, not this burner inside. Although, it's tempting, isn't it? You know what I mean, boys? It is tempting. So, yeah, we've got a shiny new grindler. For me, effication. Be most efficacious. Have to pop this fucker on, turn it round, do it up, and then Bob's your onto. Got a brand new one to join the fold. I think that this will get the grinding duties because that's the hardest work for it, and it is the newest, so it's up for it, like. Okay, so we've got the side panels done. We've got the seat base done, which is not on because I've just welded the last bracket down in there to hold the bottom of that side panel. There it is. Got the mud guard done. Got the fender struts done. Got the backlight done. Right, we are left with the electrics, the battery tray and electrics, but I have no material for that just yet. And the rear foot pegs and this brake master cylinder that was mounted here somewhere on the stocker. So we need to look at that. Maybe I can make that work. I think it goes through that hole there somewhere. So we're getting there. We've got 3 jobs: battery and electrics, we'll call that one, rear foot pegs and back brake master cylinder, and then it's stripped down, weld up, put back together time. So the issue with these was that they have this fucking flamenco's kneecap in the middle, and I'm guessing it's where the casting joins. Well, I know it's where the casting joins. That's got a casting mark on it there. Anyway, 15 and 20 is it? Yeah. Don't know what that's all about. So what I need to do is I'm going to salvage these because they've got a fancy cast end that takes everything it takes, like, you know, we need that. I'm going to chop this off, methinks, and then have a look at getting this out, salvaging this and making a join piece that joins between this and the frame in a neater fashion. I don't mean Anita Harris, if you get my drift. Right, so I can see what's going off. These plug into the tube there, and there's a hole there for venting when they're doing something, powder coating or something, I don't fucking know. What I need to do is remove this weld and break these joins and free this bit out. So I'm going to try and do that without knackering this. I'll sand that smooth, and then I'll go in with a cutting disc where I can to give it some relief, and then look at knocking it out, and then we'll look at making some some better way. Make this bit smaller or something, so we've got more of a more of a prep. We'll probably weld prep the tube and weld prep the casting and then sand it down. That might do it. It might even just fucking clean that up and weld it again. Ah, now you're fucking thinking, Ralfy. Now you're thinking. Righto, here's the coup. So we'll clean them up. Look. Cleaned all the welds off, nice and smooth. Clean the ends up, lovely jubbly. What I'm doing now is cutting through to this. So cutting the outside tube down, prepping, giving myself a good area to get a weld in, and then I'll sand that off smooth. And Bob's your answer. Look, had a bit of a misfire there. Look, we didn't quite hit it, so don't matter. We'll fill that full of weld, sand it smooth, and then look at fixing the ends. Look at fixing the jolly old ends. Right, now we've cleaned them up rather nicely. They're all welded and fucking, you won't get them tubes off there, they weren't solid. They won't go nowhere. What we're left with is a hole in the frame there, look. And that's going to go on there, in that hole. And then on the frame like that. So more or less where they were before. But very, very slightly further forward. I need to turn up a bit of solid that goes up its bum light and into that hole to make it super strong. So we're over to the lathe. I've got an old bit of fucking any old iron in, bit of this black bar. My engineer hates this shit because it's gnarly. It's fucking not smooth, like it's crystally. Weld's nice, machine's all right, but perfect for this. So we'll take a clean up pass with this tool steel, with high speed steel. I'm just going to slow it down a bit actually, I'm not happy with that. So, just bear with, middle for that, and that there. Right, that's 300 RPM, ripums, 300 ripums. And we'll have a clean up. If our feeding speed was working the right way around. So, we're in with the clean up, then we'll have a measure and we'll see where we're at. It looks rather large compared to the size we want, so let's have a look. What do we want? 15 millimeters we want, and at the minute we are at 21.5, so that's a couple of cuts for this. Hold on then, so X 21.5, we'll go down to 18 like that. Give it a bit of lube. Give it a bit of the old lubey lube and let it cut its way along. So I won't bore you with watching this turning all the way to the end twice. You can join me when we're near the end, like near the finished side. I'll just give you a bit of ASMR time. Some people really like watching this, don't they? So there we go. This is the last cut. So we're just trimming that up to about 15 mil. It's not got to be super accurate. It's just got to fit in, and that'll give us a stronger join there. We can plug it with this light. And what I'll do after, I'm just going to cut it in half. I'm not even going to part it and face it and do all that. I don't need it. I'll take it over to the saw and I'll chop it in half, and then I'll just sand the ends up with the sander light to put a bit of a chamfer on it, and that should do the job nicely. So you can join me back over on the frame. Right, with them turned and cut, look, push them in the hole in the frame, and then push that on there, and then we line it up, put it where we want it. Sorry, line it up, put it where we want it, leave a gap that end, and then we can weld the whole lot up, and that'll be fucking super strong. So happy days. So right, here's the thinking behind it.
is we've got a bit of a gap there where you can catch the weld on all of it, on the parent, this frame line, parent metal, and the hanger and the slug. So fucking tough as butcher's dog, that is. Nice weld on that one, job done. Job fucking done. What I've struggled with is getting them even, because this side of the swing arm kicks out more, this side, for the fucking brake. So, oh, if you look, there's a good dog leg in that, look. You come this side, there's a bit of a sweeping curve, so it's not even. So hence the gap between her and her is not even. Yeah, but as far as I can fucking get it, they're running straight and true, and I've had a measure off the middle of the wheel out, and it's near as fuck it. There's nothing in it, you know, it's like fuck all in it. Plus we're using the original mounts at the bottom. We've gone back in where they were, like, so they can't be a fucking mile out, can they? You know. So there we go. That's them stitched on, like, they ain't going nowhere. Now the materials have come to make this battery tray. There's a battery over there, look. That's not the battery, but same size as the one that's on it. So materials have come for that. What I'm tempted to do is just back up this and see how we're going to do that. So that's the last two jobs, is make the battery tray and hang the electrics off it. We'll have the side panels off for that, and remount this rear master cylinder. So we're about there, cooking on gas, ain't we? Happy days. So we've come to mount the rear master cylinder, and it's just not fucking this. It's not conducive to fitting. The length of this rod, the actuator rod, is fucking way too long for me to make it fit nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this thread another inch or so further down, and then I'm going to cut that inch or so off the end of the rod so that it will sit a little bit lower on the bike light, and that'll be much nicer when it comes to mounting it. So I just can't do this with one hand properly. We'll get until it starts to bite, and then just keep winding it down. Yeah, so that's tighten the vise, and this should cut that thread quite happily, like. So that is at the end of its travel. We'll start cutting from there. I'll measure down from the top to the nut, and I'll go another inch. Now, with that adjusted and fitted, there is just fucking room in that gap to miss this casing. And the banjo, it had a switch in there, the hydraulic brake light switch, but there's banjo fittings that can go in the other end. You don't have to go this end. There's enough of a wiggle room just to miss everything, and I can squeeze it in there, look, like that. And that'll fit fucking lovely. So it's in there but missing. It's about there, look, but just missing everything is where it's going to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, the same as I made for these side panels, I'll get some flat bar and drill and tap it. 8mm in the case of this. So okie dokie, that's that then. Try and show you in action. Stand by. There's nothing to see, is there? The lever moves. I do need to work out where this is going to fucking go. I think that'll end up being mounted inside, out of the way. I do like in there or something. Yeah, so happy days. Right, important job time. Let's get a ring of this cup. Let's just support the weight of the blade, otherwise it'll jump off its fucking runners when it goes through that. Right, come on. Happy days. Get her properly cleaned up. Break the edge. Ooh, not easy one-handed while you're filming it, to be fair, like, but look at it. Like so. important that there's no burrs inside or outside on this, so I'll go around the inside off camera. Some careful tacking. My eyes shut. And the job's a good one. So now we've got a home for our new big fuck off dead blow mallet. Those regular viewers will know that I do always struggle with finding a hammer, so that's a welcome addition. Yeah, look at it, it's fucking massive. It looks smaller online, which is not something that you hear very often. Right, with that done, we can use this material that's coming along. 3mm, 25 by 3, 50 by 3. To make a cradle, a case, a tray for the battery. So we're going to do a big U, and then we're going to put some fucking sides on it, I think, or this, not sure which way we're going to go. Big U, and then this, I think, and then we'll have that tabbing up with some brackets on inside of the frame there. Like, this is almost the penultimate, well, it is the penultimate job, so we'll get that done in short order, I'm hoping. I've been putting it off, to be fair, like. And then we can mount it in here. We can mount the master cylinder reservoir, brake reservoir, rear brake reservoir, somewhere. And then we can mount these electrical parts accordingly. I think there's only really going to be that's going to bolt up. That's going to bolt up. Sorry, that's going to bolt up, not showing you very well. That needs to go on some kind of bracketry. And that's your fucking lot. These just hang around, don't they? They can just be clipped up. Look at that. How's that for Mr. Triumph look? It's a bit weird, isn't it? That can't be standard. Is that standard? You put bridge wires in a block connector. Not showing you. Sorry, rear back camera. It took me by surprise. So, yeah. Don't need to worry about that. It's not on my brief. I'm not wiring it up. Let's get on. To use a new grinder. Bless it. Cut a piece of this off 18.5 inches on. Now I can use my little brake to bend it up. About 90. Same with the other side. This one's gone a bit over 90, but that's fine because we can pull it back on. Over's a bit better when it comes to this sort of thing. We can soon knock that back. We made the U-boat. We made a U. I don't mean a U. A female sheep's, if you saw my last video, or the one before, whatever, with the lambs. Now what I need to do is make 2 more to correspond with the sides of this to batten the bastard in, and then we're good. I'm thinking we can put some doggy ears out with bolt holes, and we'll put corresponding brackets on the frame, so this whole thing will drop in. So what I'll do off camera, I'll do more cutting and bending, and we'll make a U-shape that wraps around the battery light, you know, see a little bit of wiggle room. We left a bit of a gap so we can put some SpongeBob SquarePants in there. A little bit of rubber, you know, a couple of layers of holding a tube or whatever like, because the battery don't want to be rattling around like. And that should be golden. Sneaky peek, look, there's one ready to weld in. I'll get that tigged up, just flip it over and do the other one. So, what we have is that, and I've spragged it up, look, I've propped it up with a bit of something, and it wants to sit about there, to be fair like, and that's going to hold the battery, and we can mount the accoutrement accordingly. I might bring it this way a bit, or that way a bit, Not sure. Don't have to be in the middle. I'm just thinking I've got to hang this shit off it somehow. Or mount it on the mudguard or something. I don't fucking know how I'm going to do that, to be fair, like, but... And this badger, the old starter solenoid, solenoid, and the fuses need to be gettable too, don't they? So, not sure. I'm going to have to make something up. Ain't it? Not like a pharmacist. Can't trust them, can you? I'm always going out the back to make something up. I'll make that up for you, sir. I'm going to have a fucking something like this, a bit of a bracket, isn't we? I'm going to put some little bunny ears, some tabs on to mount that inside. So I'm just going to use a faithful pillar drill to get them drilled out. And then we can make some corresponding ones. I don't know why I really like saying correspond, as in responds the other person that responds, the correspondent. Right, ears on, in place, and now I'm going to make some standoffs that weld on here. It's going to be a bit higher than it looks, well, than it is at the minute. And obviously because of this angle of the dangle, we're going to have a longer one at the front than we are at the back. So let's get on the lathe. So we'll turn this bit of bar down to 20mm with the old high-speed steel. I'm really fucking enjoying using it, to be fair, like. It's you can run it, you can do really fucking deep cuts with it, but you can't run it too quick, like, obviously, otherwise you'll burn it out. But that's cutting lovely. Let me spin you around. There you go, that's kind of what I see. Well, I see more of that, to be fair, but you get the picture. And a little bit of lube where it's cut, where it needs it, like. Now we've just got that other end, not focusing very well, bear with. Get this other end of the bar, spun it round, like, we'll get that turned down to 20mm. And then we're going to drill and tap up his bum M6. Ho there, so let's get in and give that a centre drill. Not forgetting a dribble of lube, like fucking so. Now we're going with a 5mm, which is a tapping size for M6. What I've done with the centre drill, I've gone a little deeper than I needed to in order to give myself a bit of a lead for the tap light when we do it next procedure. So I've left a chamfer on the outside of the old light. Anyway, get this drilled in. Now slowed things down and we're going with a tap. So it should go very well indeed. Like so. We'll work that all the way in until it puts up a fire, and then we'll have it out. There we go. I'm not sure that is actually the bottom of the hole, so let's just go again, go forward again, see what happens. No, you see, we've got more of a cut than that. That'll do me. Right, let's have it out. And then we'll part this off. This edge that we're looking at now can be the... Oh, actually, maybe I should have faced it up before I cut the threads. Have a look. Yeah, I would have done better to face it up before I cut the threads, but if I have this as a weld-on end, it don't really matter. We'll be golden like, so let's get geared up to parting it off. My very crude calculations told me that I want 2 of these at 1 inch long and 2 of them 1 1/8 inches long, which seems not enough of a difference, so I'm going to do the 2 1-inch ones first, yeah, and then we can see what's what, can't we? So let's get it started. Excuse me, I can't get in, the camera's in the way. There we are, I'm going to lift you up. Scream if you want to go faster. So I'll break those edges like so, and then have this parted off. And then we'll do another one and we'll go over and weld these on like. That's my plan. Sorted. And what I'm going to need to do, what I need to do is run the fucking tap all the way through, because it don't look great. I'll push chamfer on this hole, put it back in, push chamfer in this hole, and then spin it round and run the tap all the way through to clear that end. And I'll do the same with this one. And Bob's your answer. So that's got it mounted on one of those, look. Standoffs, and I tell you what, it's pretty fucking solid. It'd probably go away. I could have probably put one in the middle M8 instead of doing two, but I just figure it's got a battery hanging off it, you know. And the rest of the electrics. I've got in my little Triumph that's out in the garage area of the premises, I've got a lithium ion, and it just sits on a fucking bare double-sided Velcro light. It's fucking brilliant. It weighs about as much as a packet of fags. But this won't. So I have measured again, and I do need 1/8 inch, but I might have to grind them on a bit of a taper light to fit in the tapered gap. But I'll make those off camera and get them welded on, and then you can join me as I'm making the thrilling. I've got the thrilling job of making a bit of a U-bracket for this. That's no problem. We'll make that out of a bit of 16 gauge steel. I don't think 3mm too thick, definitely too thick, and we can tack that on the outside here so it sits here. I think that's going to be all right. We need to mount that master cylinder reser still. It's a reservoir that needs to be fucking mounted, doesn't it? I think once we've finished here, I'll probably put another standoff there, like somewhere there on here, and there you go. There's not much fucking there. We're nearly there. We're on the home straight, chaps. We're on the home straight. We've made a little U, look, and that U holds the starter solenoid, goes in those slots, and then we're going to stick it on there, look, like that. So that's next for me. Is getting that on there. That's one thing mounted. I think we need to really look at squaring away the master cylinder as well. We might go back on the lathe and turn something with a 6mm. Oh, one of these standoffs, another one of those, eh? Say what? So that's that done. Now we're looking at this, and I am going to make a standoff with a threaded something. It welds to this, and then that sits there. And when you want to top it up, you need to undo it to take the lid off. That's fine. I'm happy with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And we're going to weld it on there. So it needs to be as thick as that, plus a bit. I'll have a measure, and I won't bother filming making that. I'm rushing through this video because I'm desperately trying to get all the fabrication done on this as soon as possible. Righto, that's on there. I'll just let that cool down a bit before we oh, we don't actually need to fit that on there, look, to show you. So that's that. We're running out of things to do, which is happy fucking days. So we've mounted that. Now we need to mount this and this, and that is, my work here is done. Now then, where are you going to mount that fucker? I could mount it. I can mount it on the mudguard, on the fender, man, couldn't I? I can mount it here quite happily. That'd be absolutely. On the standard bike, it mounts kind of here. Sorry, I'm not showing you here where the rails come. It's like under the seat, the standard seat, like. So we could do that, and that's not a problem. And then the fuse box with whatever that is. I'm not sure what that bracket is, but I don't need it. It's like held on plastic. Look, it's like a plastic thing. That needs the same. Needs posts again. I bet that. Oh yeah, the lid just pops off it. So let's drop the fucking. Check that's not too hot. Where I've just welded it. No, it's not. Let's drop a battery in it. Look. Like so. Okay. So, fuse box, where? There, off somewhere here, with the other there. Need to get that off, that needs to go in due course. Right. So, yeah. Not sure, but they're the last two bits. Righto, the last piece of the puzzle is that mounting there for the ECU, for the brain, nice and solid on the backbone there. Couple of M6 bolts to hold it on nicely. I'm not putting it on because I've got to strip this down soon. And the fuse box I'll fucking give up on. The fuse box can go wherever the electrician decides it can go. And I think honestly, with this, it was just fucking mounted somewhere on a bit of trim somewhere, you know. It's like, when you finish, cable tie the wires and leave it there. It's a fuse box, it's not a fucking wheel bearing. If you decide to go with the standard fuse box. So that, again, I'm not over worried about that. So really, that leaves me to give a quick surmise, so bear with. Right, so yeah, it just leaves me to surmise really. I mean, next thing I'm going to do is strip that down, weld it up and put it back together. So you might see it on my next vlog, me doing that, or at the very least you will see the bike all together. I just want to thank Todd if you're watching. I know you're watching, so thanks for the opportunity to do the work. It's been arduous, to be fair, but I've enjoyed the final product. I think it looks fucking lovely. And it just leaves me to thank you all for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you like. Consider giving me a sub. Check out my friends in the description below. And the merchandise and everything else that's in there, yeah? Have a good read. And I'll catch you on the next one. Big love everyone. See you soon.